Let's welcome a special guest today. I love this. This is Heather Blume from Behind the Leasing Desk Training and Consulting, and she's going to share some really personal and sweet stories with us today. So let's give her a round of applause. Welcome her to the stage. And Moon.
Come here, babes. Sit down. Focus. She's very nervous. Good morning. Actually, it's afternoon now, isn't it? I am Heather Blume. I've been a trainer, coach, consultant, speaker for the industry for about, over a decade now, training in things ranging from fair housing to leadership to any number of things. But I've learned that training is a perpetual thing. And I'd like to share with you today some of the social education I've gotten thanks to this little girl right here in the last 3 years. First of all, can we just all agree that dogs are amazing? And if we can't, that's okay, because I have the mic. Dogs are always happy to see you, no matter what. Nobody's always happy to see me, not even my husband. But we honestly do not deserve dogs. My love for dogs, though, tends to go a little bit beyond the norm. To me, I think dogs are superheroes. The everyday world is not for everybody. Some people need to have a helping hand to get on through it. And I'm going to tell you right now that dogs make amazing co-pilots. And usually this one is better at following directions than about half your staff. It's not always obvious why someone needs a service animal or an ESA. We don't talk about mental illness. And we especially don't talk about mental illness from a stage in front of 3,000 of our colleagues. There are 46.6 million people in the United States that have mental illness. That's 20%. 20% of the people in this room. Why don't people know? Well, because we master looking functional and we master being fine, but functionality does not equal fine. Luckily in my case, I have Moon. She is a 3-year-old Bossy. That's a Boxer Australian Shepherd mix, although I'm sure she'd prefer if you call her assertive, but she's just really bossy. She's had about 2,000 hours of training between myself and our professional trainer. And to me, she has magic powers. For a second, imagine that you don't know where you are. You are feeling such a deep and sheer sense of panic. You don't know anything about what's going on around you except for the fact that you're pretty sure you're going to die. I don't have time to list for you the entire litany of the things that Moon can do for me, but she is able to smell and detect my panic attacks and my PTSD episodes when they come on. She's also able to get me back to my hotel room in any city I'm in if I become disoriented afterwards. Because of her abilities, I have my life back. This dog literally has given me the ability to travel and teach and speak again. I cannot thank her enough. Imagine yourself going through an airport, getting groceries, or just, in a meeting. And now imagine everybody in that space staring you down, telling you in every way they can that you are not welcome there, that they think you're a fake and a phony because you look fine to them. When you have a service dog, your disability is on display, whether you like it or not. And it's there for everybody to judge and question and look and touch, and it's very frustrating. One of her first major outings with me was at this exact conference, and I had somebody who'd known me for years come up to me and say, "Is that a fake service dog?" I was crushed. Now, I know their question wasn't intended to be hurtful, but since that time, I've come to find that there is a cacophony of hate surrounding service dogs. And it's not only overwhelming, but it's a bit bewildering. I've been told she's a fake service dog more times than I care to count. I've been told in detail how I don't need a service dog, and I took that advice really clearly because that 22-year-old waiter, he is a doctor in his off hours. I've even been told by people, when I get on an aircraft, I had a woman come on after me, and she said, "Dogs do not belong on planes." And I said, "Please go find one of the other 141 seats that are available to you." But this little ditty right here, this came to me courtesy of a gentleman in his 50s in an airport who walked up to me and said, "Well, I can see you can walk. So are you an emotional cripple?" Yeah, people suck. But we in this room, we don't have to be those people. Look, I've been on site. I know what you deal with. I know that you are inundated with requests for dogs that you are 1,000% sure are not ESAs, are not service animals. It kind of tipped you off when they peed on your desk. We get it. And Moon and I are not here to blame you or shame you one iota, because that's not our job. But we do want to remind you that home is supposed to be a safe place, and we are home providers. I want you to reframe for just a second the way that you see dogs that are in vests, because it's so easy to assume that each one that's there is a fake. When someone has a need, or they say they have a need, take it at face value until they prove otherwise. Is it a legitimate animal? Are they just trying to get around paying pet rent? Do they not have a pet deposit? It doesn't matter. You know what matters? Consistency matters. Customer service matters. And our policies matter. Look, the verification policies we have aren't perfect. They're not going to get every single fake animal. But they do catch a lot of them. And they're fair because everyone jumps through the same legal hoops. So once someone has jumped through your legal hoops and provided you with that paperwork, it doesn't matter anymore if you think that that dog is a fake. Because by being hostile about it, you're creating a space no one wants to live in. And when, I say when, a fake service dog or a fake ESA gets past your verification process, I want you to remember something. That's on the resident. That's on their conscience. They're the ones abusing a system meant for someone who really needs it. And if you think it doesn't affect their conscience, well, I have news for you. Their conscience is none of your responsibility. I mean, we all got better things to do than stew on that one resident who's got the Yorkie that service seems to be at poops every place. Look, the fake working animal problem, it's just maddening. But don't let yourself become part of the problem. Don't let these people suck you in and make you as jaded and reflexively hateful as they are to be exploiting this system. Guard yourself from that poison of prejudice, no matter what form it takes to trigger you in it. Even if, it is 4 paws and a little tongue sticking out. Thank you.
Great job. Well done. Good job, Moon. Oops.